Ladies, I want to take this second to apologize for every man out there. On behalf of us all, you are the light of our lives. You are special to us. We appreciate everything you do, but football season's back. It's back. It is so back. Okay, now that I've successfully gotten rid of all one of my female viewership out there, dudes, what's up? What's going on? Am I coming over this weekend? I'll make guac. It's not a big deal. I got it. No, you don't need to do anything. I got the guac. It's fine. Just bring the chips and the good vibes, right? But yes, football is back, and with that, I want to do something fun today. I've done it before. I've done it with NBA, but this time I'm going to do it with the NFL. I'm going to be doing player comparisons to anime characters for all you weebs out there who are into sports and who are into football specifically. This video should be perfect for you. I picked some of the most popular NFL players, and it's kind of hard doing this. I realized that NFL players are not as popular as NBA players. There's so many like single stars in the NBA. With NFL, it's way harder. So I've done my best to pick some of the most popular from the NFL. But yeah, these are going to be my little quick comparisons to certain characters from anime that we see. Okay, now obviously I have to start with the face of the NFL, the 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Patrick Mahomes. He is the current GOAT, I guess. I don't know what would you call a current GOAT? Greatest of currently? Greatest of now. Gone freaks. No, he's not gone actually. I'm going to compare Patrick Mahomes to Saitama, aka One Punch Man. Why? Because he's the best. There's nothing you can do about it. You can argue all you want, but at the end of the day, all it takes for Saitama to beat you is one punch. That's why he's called One Punch Man. You can say, hey, Goku's power is this. He's beyond God level, blah, blah, blah. You can just be like, well, Saitama just one punches him and he's done, because that's literally all he has to do. And that's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. No matter what you say about him or what you try to do to detract him and his greatness, it takes one drive down the field and he's brought his team back. Like, that meme of like the person who's just like chilling and then like the person tries hard, they're like, oh, hold on, let me sit up for a second. That's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's just what they do. It's so easy for him as a quarterback. He's so good and you can't stop him, and it's just like, who can beat him, right? Like, the only person that can beat him is like health, and that's just like, is that even gonna happen? Who knows? But yeah, Patrick Mahomes is just One Punch Man, because it takes just one drive, one punch from him, and he just is on top of the world. He's really just getting started. It's crazy how great he could possibly be in the future, but for now, yeah, he's on top of like everybody. Same thing with Saitama. He's on top of like the anime world as far as like powers goes, just because of some like laggy bullshit. Same thing with Patrick. Laggy bullshit. He's just so good. Okay, and then on the other end of the spectrum, the age spectrum that is, we have Aaron Rodgers, the many to believe to be the greatest of all time after Tom Brady. He never quite lived up to that, but he is great, and he's just like a very skilled player, and he's highly regarded. He's in a new situation now with the Jets. Who knows how that's gonna go? But the way I see Aaron himself, he's great. He has the potential to be great, but he just kind of just chills. He sometimes gets in his own way. He just wants a vibe. He takes like tons of mushrooms and like goes on retreats by himself. Like this last off season, he went to like a cabin by himself and just like secluded himself. He doesn't care for really anything, like, but when he does try, he's like, oh, this is like, he won MVP like back to back in like his last 2 years, and everyone's like, he's old. No, he's not. He just won 2 MVPs. What are you talking about? Anyway, my comparison for Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aizawa from My Hero Academia. They have the same energy. That's really the only reason I picked them. They're both just like, hey, I just want to sleep, man. Hey, I just want to chill. That's them. They don't really care to like be number one. Like, he doesn't want to be the number one hero. Maybe he has the potential to be the number one hero, but he's never going to be that, because he's content with just like chilling and guiding the youth. And Aaron, if you're a quarterback on his team, he probably won't guide you, but the rest of his teammates, he tries his best to like guide them, especially with Hard Knocks. If you watch Hard Knocks, and this season especially, he's been showing like he does care for his teammates. The media has tried to portray him as like a negative, influence on the locker room, like he only likes his close-knit group and like the older players, but no, it shows him like bonding with like some of the younger players on his new team, and I feel like that could be ultimately Aaron's calling. He's just a chill, go to him for advice, he'll give it to you. He has all the knowledge in the world, and he just can be the greatest if he wanted to, but he just doesn't really care for that. He just wants to be in it for the vibes, and that's totally okay with him. Okay, next up is another quarterback, somebody who has kind of the similar energy to Aaron as far as like being chill, but this man is right behind Patrick Mahomes as far as like talent goes, but he is still seen as like the next one after Patrick somehow. It's Joe Burrow, aka Joe Shiesty, aka Joe Brr. He is Joe Cool for a reason. He's just calm, cool, collected. Ever since he's come out of LSU, he's been a winner. He carries himself as such, and he doesn't seem to try too hard. And for that, I want to give him the comparison of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. They're both just so cool and chill, and like they don't let really things bother them that much, and people just are happy to be around him. Like they want to be part of his crew. People want to play for Joe Burrow, even though he's so young. But it's just the fact that he's just so like chill as a cucumber. Like nothing bothers him. He lets nothing affect him. He's gonna go out there and just do his thing, and that's just like the energy that you should strive to have, really, if you're going to be in any position of, I guess, leadership like that. Because, cooler minds prevail at the end of the day. And, he has, the potential to be the GOAT at the end of everything. Maybe even more so over Patrick. But, yeah, he's, with Iowa, he doesn't care for that. But it seems like Spike, at the end of everything, he did want to have some sort of, like, lasting legacy. No matter what, it seems like he doesn't care. He doesn't seem like he cares, but you can see he kind of cares about it at the end of the day. And yeah, that's just, I feel like, the best comparison for Joe. I try to find someone like stronger, but it's like he's not trying super hard, and that's the whole thing with Spike. You don't try super hard. Okay, so next up is going to be wide receiver Justin Jefferson, aka Mr. Gritty himself. He's the reason you see this dance all over the world. This is the reason. I mean, not the actual creator of it, but he's the one who popularized it. He is this generation's Odell Beckham. Everybody wanted to be Odell back in the day with the blonde hair. Everybody wants to be Justin Jefferson now. He's the coolest, most flashiest player in the league, and by flashy, that's where the comparison comes into play. His comparison for anime is going to be Tengen from Demon Slayer, aka the flashiest man alive. When I was looking at comps, I'm like, who could Justin be? Who does he remind me of? He's just so cool, he's so flashy, and I was like, oh, flashy, got it, like that. They're both so cool, they're both so fun, and they both, if they wanted to, Justin could have multiple wives, like Tengen. If he really wanted to, he could. He's just that cool. On the field, he makes these amazing plays, and you're like, how the hell did you do that? And when you're watching Tengen fight, you're like, how did you do that? How are you fighting with a broken arm right now and just putting the sword in your mouth? It's crazy. Both the influence of them is, like, so cool. Like, everybody growing up now wanting to be a receiver wants to be like Justin. And people who probably grew up in the Demon Slayer world probably want to be like Tengen. Like, man, that man's so cool. And same thing with Justin. It's like, he's so cool. It's just so effortless for him. And they both got the bling. Like, Tengen has like the beads or whatever, and JJ wears the grills on the field. And he has like necklaces. And it's just a perfect comp for them. They're just so cool. I want to be them. All right, now I got to show the defense some love, okay? I'm going to be talking about pass rusher Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. This man is a beast. To me, probably the best pass rusher in the league. You could say Nick Bosa maybe if you're a 49ers fan, but I'm not. I'm going to say Myles Garrett. He's a beast. But also, I'm having him on my list because he watches anime himself. He's keeping the dream of weaves alive within the NFL. Proving that you can like anime and be in the NFL if you're a freak athlete like he is. Anyway, his comparison is going to be Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. Why? Because they're built the same. They're both so big and strong, and people fear him just like they fear Jiren. They see Jiren, they're like, oh damn, who's that? But also, Jiren's a good guy in his universe, and Myles Garrett is a good guy in his universe. He's a great guy. He's a man. Don't get in his way. If you disagree, you can see him on the line. He's gonna push you out of the way and just break you in half. That's mainly the reason I did this comparison, because like, who else has a physique like Myles Garrett? Nobody. Except Jiren from Dragon Ball Super, because he's body goals. He's so big and buff, and that's Myles Garrett. Big and buff, but also feared and respected and strong and cool and all the words you want to call him. Whatever he wants to be called, hey man, you got it. Okay, now I'm going to show my favorite position some love. Even though it's undervalued within the NFL, they're talking about paying these guys less, and their careers are over within like 3 years. I'm talking about the running back position. I'm going to be talking about Derrick Henry, running back for the Tennessee Titans. Who is his anime comp? It's going to be Yujiro Hanma. Why? Because who is stronger than Yujiro Hanma? Nobody. Who is stronger than Derrick Henry? Nobody. You get in his way if you want to. He's going to push you just easily out of the way. And maybe like 10 other dudes that you're with, like nothing. Just get the hell off me. He's a hulking man. He's huge, and nobody can stop him in the open field unless you have like 10 other freak athletes to help stop him. And even then, it's just like, maybe you might do it, maybe you won't. And same thing with Ujiro. Who's going to stop Ujiro? Nobody. Except Baki, but that's different. He's a freak athlete by himself. He's stronger than 20 men. Ujiro is the strongest, and Derrick Henry is the strongest. They both probably... You know Derrick Henry? I haven't seen him without a shirt off from the back. He's probably got the demon back. I wouldn't put it past him. Okay, and wrapping up my list, I'm going to be talking about running back Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers. Who is this man's comp? You know, it's kind of mean, but it's going to be Deku. Why? Because Christian McCaffrey's so good, and he's so quick and wonderful, and Deku is the same way, and they have, like, the same, like, nature. They're both, like, really, really nice, and, like, they want the best for you, but they just hurt themselves a lot in the process of being great, and that's McCaffrey, man. He could be so good and be, like, the greatest of all time, but he's just too hurt. And even now, when he's, like, healthy, you're like, oh, well, when's he gonna get hurt again? And I hate to say it, and I hate talking about injuries with players, but man, it happens a lot with him. And that same thing with Deku, it happens a lot with him. And that's, like, realistically the only comparison that I could have for Christian McCaffrey. They're both so breakable, but so lovable and so good when they're at their peak. But if they're not at their peak, they're on the bench, hurt. Alright, so that's it. That's my NFL comparisons to anime characters. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. But you can let me know how you feel down below in the comments. Who did I miss? Who do you want to see next? Who do you think is a better comparison for the players I mentioned? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, go ahead and subscribe if you want to, please. If you don't, I'll have to send 10 Derrick Henrys to your house to handle you. And trust me, they will be able to handle you. It's pretty easy. I've seen you. You're not very buff, and I'm not very buff either. So do it for you. Do it for your health, really. And also, if you don't really watch NFL, and I'm sorry if your significant other does, you can do what I do. You can just look at the game and be like, hey, this guy reminds me of this character, or this guy reminds me of that guy. It makes it a little more fun for you, and if that's not fun for you, you can always sports bet, right? I don't condone it, really. I don't. I wish I would win more. I don't win a lot. I wish I did. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm great. I'm good. I'm fine.